Good morning, everyone. I am so excited to see you this Monday morning. We have some exciting stuff to talk about today. Partly, what do you do when your house feels too small? Do you feel the walls closing in? And this can happen in so many areas. But first of all, I am Carol Henderson, and I have Life by Design, helping you to design your life so that it's better in the second half. Now, people, when I say that, people think, oh, okay, I'm not talking about old people. I'm not talking to old people. I'm saying you never know when the second half starts. So let's start today. So I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Miss BarbaraEllison.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, welcome to the show. This is Monday Motions. And yeah, I'm a transformational life trainer. The thing is, I'm on a mission to make happiness the norm rather than the exception. And I say that quite often, but it just really has struck me that so many people don't think that that's possible for them because they haven't thought, and it's not even that they don't think it's possible. They just don't even think that they don't think about it, period. And that's kind of where, is your house too small?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, your physical house might absolutely you live in, which is in ourselves.
Yes.
Allowed ourselves too small. Yes. Thinking too small. So that's what we're going to talk about. So stay tuned.
Yeah. And it all started this morning. My husband went out, let out the chickens and was doing things. And he came running back and he was going to do some work on the bees. Yesterday, he didn't get to because our son came up and brought brisket and barbecue. And we had a wonderful time, but that precluded getting into the beehives. But anyway, the bees were what they call bearded out. And that means, I'm sure you've seen pictures of swarms in a tree, but on the outside of their cage, they'll just get thick on the outside of their hive, and it looks like a big old beard. And that means they're getting mad. The house is too little, and they're getting ready to swarm. So the solution for us today, because we don't have another 2 hives to let them split into, is to put, we have 3 stories on their house, but before the top story, there's a queen excluder, and it keeps the queen from being able to lay babies' eggs in the top floor. And so that means it's just pure honey that we get to enjoy. And oh, it is good honey. And we have mesquite trees all over the place. And last year I had my first mesquite honey, and it was outstanding. I absolutely loved it. Did you get to try some when you were here, Barbara? Did you taste it?
Yes. No, yes, I did. Yeah, I
did. I was thinking you did. It has a unique.
It's delicious.
And it's like, But it got me thinking, and when Barbara and I were talking before the show, what do you do when you think your house is too small? When your house gets too small, she wants to lay more eggs. Both of them are great queens, but have both of them want to swarm at the same time. And this early in the year, I mean, just so many things going on. And so we need to purchase some more boxes with the honeycomb holders in them so that we can, anyway, so all of that. Okay, so the same thing can happen to you. And I remember when my boys were little, the house we moved in felt so big when they were 3, 4, and 5. Or actually, they were just younger, just barely younger than that. But 3, 4, and 5. And I mean, the house was just enormous, and they kept running around and everything. By the time that they started moving out, and by the time we moved out, they were big old teenagers, 17, 18, 19. And it's like, oh my, we are bursting at the seams. Now, we did have plenty of room. It was 4-bedroom, but still, it felt like we were just coming apart. same thing happens in your brain. And that's what we were talking about before the show, thinking too small. And
Mhm.
as you get older, many people start having cognitive decline. And Barbara
Right.
has so many statistics that she'll tell you on this because they are fascinating. And people don't realize it's happening because it happens so quickly. And
Well, it happens.
it
Well,
happens
actually, it happens
slowly.
slowly.
Yeah,
It
it
happens so
happens
slowly.
slowly. It sneaks up on you quickly.
Yeah. It sneaks up on you. Then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
other people are saying to you, no, you've already told me that.
Yeah.
And
You
you're
forget.
noticing that they're repeating themselves, the same thing.
Huh?
And it's getting, and so it's, and once in a while, hey, we all repeat ourselves of some things, because when you're talking to a lot of people, you don't remember who you've told what to. And so I say to people, if have, or I will ask them, have I already told you this? And that's
Oh,
just
we do that
because
here on the show.
right. Have we already talked about this? Well, yeah, we have. Okay. But you know what? Sometimes I truly believe that, God wants us to talk about the things again. It says in the Bible that when it's repeated 3 times, that's when you really should really should respond to it and take a look at it. But when you notice that, and that's one of the things that happened to me about 15 years ago. I was forgetting things, and I noticed it in myself that I was repeating things. And that's when I actively started researching and how our brain works and why it works and the things that clog it up.
Yes, yes.
And
And
that has been
about
an
the people,
absolutely fascinating thing.
yeah, some people it can be 90 and sharp as a tack in their
Sharp as a tack.
some people in their 30s and 40s are already losing it, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
They forget what they went in there for. They forget
Yeah.
to do tasks that
Yeah.
are a normal task and they don't realize it. They forget where they put things and they start, forgetting people's names. And that's way young, but in our society today, with the way that we treat our bodies, I mean, in Genesis, God gives us, He says, I appoint unto man 120 years. Well, that doesn't mean 120 years laying in a hospital bed hooked up with tubes, not knowing anybody around you. That means
Right.
you need to man 120 years. Moses was not dim of eye or halt of step when he climbed up on the mountain to see the promised land and to die. He was 120 and he climbed a mountain, okay, and could see miles into the promised land.
Yeah.
So that's what God means for us, and that is what He has for us, hands down, totally true.
Mhm.
But if we don't take care of that package properly,
Right.
which we have not done, especially in this country, we think that America's all it, and we are the captain of the world across the board. But our diets have been compromised by
Mhm.
large corporations putting bad stuff in our food. I mean, let's
Right.
just get it
Right.
out there. And so there is
Yeah.
there's a way to fix it. And there's some simple ways, just like I posted a thing on hydration today about how important hydration is. And you can go and slice the fruit into the water, and you can, do your lemon and your Celtic sea salt and those kind of things to help hydrate your body. Or you can do the simple 30-second step that Barbara and I use that keeps us hydrated. And I
Yeah.
will tell you, when your skin is hydrated, you look younger. You
Yep.
feel better. Your joints don't hurt. We
Yep.
had some major rains here, flooding and all that kind of stuff for days, like 2, 3 weeks. And I realized that my muscles were achy and my joints were hurting. I'm like, what is going on? But because it was not hot and dry, I was not drinking enough liquid, whether it be water or my secret sauce or lemon and salt,
Right.
all those things, and so it depends on your schedule. If you have time to go and juice fresh lemons and add your salt and let it dissolve and stir it, maybe put in maple syrup. That's great. If you don't, the secret sauce is 30 seconds and it will work on you all day. So, it's whatever you have bandwidth for. And the same thing with the cognitive ability,
Right.
because, we've told you before the collagen, your body quits making collagen or slows down on collagen at 25, but your cognitive decline typically starts at 35.
35.
How many
Yeah.
of y'all are over 35?
Right.
Just by a day or so.
Just a day or so. Yes. Yes. And and that's exactly true. And the other day I was talking to a friend of mine and I said, I'll just give you a 30-second why it happens. I said, in our brain, we have these they're like little tubes. They're like a little straw. That's how I equate them. They're like a little straw in your brain. I said, well, we put straw, like you put a straw into a drink that you're mixing and the straw is clogged. The straw gets clogged. Do you get any other liquid through it? No, you can't. Well, that's exactly what happens with these little straws things that are in our brain. They get clogged. And so then we have those little lapses, the little, ooh, gee, where did that go?
It's
Or
getting harder and harder to find the file in the file folder.
in the right.
Think, well, there's just more files there. Well, yeah, there are, but our brain is a faster, better computer than any computer on the planet. I mean,
Right.
God made us miraculously, awesomely.
We're wondrously made. We are wondrously made. And the thing is, although, but now, science, like I started researching brain stuff 15 years ago because I was noticing it in myself. And plus I have it in my family. And but now science has proven they're called nootropics, and you can look them up. They're nootropics, and they have patented products out there, patented ingredients. But the thing is, you can have just an ingredient, but sometimes it needs in certain ingredients. It's like you can have all the ingredients to make a cake, but if you don't put them together, you don't get a cake.
Or if you leave something out,
or if you leave something out,
if you leave whether it's the baking soda, baking powder, yeast, whatever, it doesn't rise. So then it doesn't quite work. It doesn't taste the same, and it doesn't look the same. And so you need to find a product that has everything and that's organic, that's clean, that's not fairy dusted. A lot of times something will be on the label, and if you look at the amounts, it's what they call in the industry fairy dusting. And that means they put just enough in there that they can say they have it in there.
Right. But it doesn't it just goes in one end and out the other.
Yeah.
So yeah. So and if this is something that interests you, I mean, we don't talk about, I mean, we don't want this to become a product show, or but we also want to let you know that we do have a solution for you. Yeah. And if it's something that you're interested in, for me, it has absolutely made such a difference that my cognitive ability it's like my focus is it is so much better because I'm now cleaning out these little straws in my brain.
And it happens quickly. You will notice a difference in your
brain.
And
so
in fact, Barbara and I noticed it in under a week. We were getting done. We were staying on task and doing what we had planned to do.
Yeah.
And that's when all of a sudden we're like, oh,
yeah,
this is really working. And there was just a in our
it was yeah, that we both noticed it. Like right now, I mean, I think every one of us would agree that we are living in crazy times for many different reasons. For with in the political, in the environment, in our nutrition thing. So why not give ourselves the best solution or the best chance of being the healthiest that we can be, and to have the mental acuity of just knowing that we are going to age well. Age well. And poor Carol is dying here.
What?
You're coughing. I can see you coughing.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
It is
So,
the panhandle of
but
Texas, and I don't have allergies like I used to since I've gotten healthier, but just this week something keeps getting in my throat. So anyway, we'll go with
so,
that.
anyways, but you know what? And that's the thing, though. Overtake you. Your house does not have to get smaller. So, and the house that I'm talking about right at this minute is your opportunities.
Mhm.
As you age, like we're all about aging gracefully, about aging just successfully, that we do not have to age by losing our memory, losing our mobility. We don't have to do that. It is now getting to the point where, okay, so and I don't want to step on your toes, but right now it's your choice.
Yes, yes, it's your choice if you
And so if
your days going to the doctor, if you want to spend
yeah,
your days hooked up to in a hospital bed hooked up to tubes. We have both had, and we have friends that have also had major changes in their personal life and in their clients' lives. I mean, to the extreme. You
yeah,
know, people to the point people saying, okay, the doctor said go home and die, and they made some changes, and they didn't die. They went home and they got
they
better.
went home.
And
Right. And that was me. I can remember looking at my doctor going, there's got to be a better way. You're not helping me. And so, and the medication isn't helping me. I started out with one medication, and this is like 30 years ago. Started out with one medication, and I went back and I said, look it, and I'm not any better.
yeah,
But now I'm dealing with all the side effects. There got to be a better way. And that's when I actively started looking for nutritionals, because I knew that my body had been made correctly. We are wondrously made.
yes,
All
God
it needs
put
is the right
everything
tools to
in
do
us
it
we
with.
need. And it says that the healing of the nations is in the leaves of the trees. Now that means all kinds.
Yes.
And the thing is we've lost so much. I mean, sulfur drugs are a wonder. They
Yeah.
did help the world, but they're not the answer to everything. And
Right.
my claim to fame is getting people off of prescriptive medicines.
Right.
The one gentleman that was on 23 very heavy doses, I mean 8 a day with just one, so 23 prescriptions, some of them custom compounded, they were so large, and now he's on 2 and about a fourth of what he was dosage wise. So then
Right.
from
Yeah.
23 to 2, and
Yeah. And I don't take anything.
yeah, and I don't take anything.
And this morning we were talking about just the costs involved, because anything that you take costs money. Whether you eat, to live, to breathe, it's going to cost something.
Yes.
And so we were talking about it, and I went, well, this is what I'm, consuming right now. And I said, but then I looked at it and we were talking about it. I said, well, it's all of my food. I don't pay Walmart or Jewel. Those are the stores near me. I don't pay them for food. I don't lose time at work.
Get some food. It's not.
I get my perishables. I
Not
get
one
my
of those plans where
perishables.
you can only eat what we tell you to eat.
Right. Yeah.
Drink 1 or 2 shakes a day, and the rest of the day you do what you want.
You do what you want.
So
But and not losing time at work, and not losing downtime. And okay, we all have our days where we don't feel quite as good as other days. Absolutely. That's when I take an extra shake. So, because obviously my body is needing something. Great. It's first line of defense. First line of defense. So that's off. I'm now off of my soapbox of the morning.
well, and it's so when you're this passionate about feeling good,
Feel
it is
good.
easy to get
Yeah.
on the soapbox, and it's
Yeah.
easy. The thing is, we want everybody to have a healthy, happy.
Having the choice to feel
life.
good.
That's
Yeah.
what Barbara says all the time, and I talk about spiraling up. It's our choice about what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So I go back, I have a saying, and I always say, one more night with the frogs. And a friend that we traveled in ministry a while back, she made the comment. She said that the when Moses went to Pharaoh about the frogs, and Pharaoh says, "Come back to me tomorrow, and I'll give you an answer." And so she just coined that phrase of one more night with the frogs.
Right. Yes.
It's your choice. You can live with frogs in your bedroom, or you can get rid of them. But
Right.
it's your choice ultimately.
Yeah.
If there's
So
anything you want to know more about any of these products, please reach out to one of us. You can
yeah.
put it here in the chat. You can email us, reach out in whatever way. But if you're on Facebook, please click like and share, and do that for us. Tell your friends about us, because we want to make your life better. And
Mhm.
then if you're on YouTube, please click like and share, thumbs up and share, but also hit the subscribe button, because we're always looking for, reaching out to more people, more groups, and ring the little bell so you get our notifications. And I have been putting those up as premieres, so you'll be able to see when the next one's coming up. It'll come up and say, so and so will be up there, and you'll see who's going to talk and all of that kind of stuff. It's going to be
Yeah.
on, and the subject of these. So, any last words, Miss Barbara?
Just, have a great day. This is the beginning of summer.
Yes.
The summer is the time to get more active, to make some decisions, to get yourself out there. And
Well,
whether that is to add some nutrition to your body, or to add some activity to your body, or to just add some friendships to your life,
yes.
now's the time to do it.
Yes. And also, we started out talking about making your house bigger.
Here.
Make your brain bigger, use all
Yeah.
of it. And and that will make your house, your physical house and your other house. How many times when you get your cognitive stuff in line, do you go clean your physical house?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.